So I have a special guest today, and I don't know. Let's see. You see, I had the green and gold on, so that must tell you that this is something. This is family. Now, my guest today probably was one of the first big brothers that I had on campus in the choir. Now, I'm just gonna bring him on and cross my fingers that anything that he say, we're gonna say allegedly, because it might not have happened, or did it? So let's welcome to the show, Mr. Thornton. How's it doing? I gotta say allegedly because I'm an educator now. Y'all be trying
to. I'm not gonna embarrass you.
Okay.
This is family friendly. If you had like an after dark one, I'd be a little more.
Thank God. I always tell the kids I mentor allegedly. They said allegedly. That's allegedly. Not what happened.
No. She's solid as a rock.
So what's been going on? I ain't seen you since forever. I seen the Don Dance pictures, and I was like, dang. I think last time I seen you was Don Dance when we had the choir reunion.
Yes, it's been a while. I don't get a chance to go back all the time. So just getting back to Wilberforce and getting, into those cornfields. And we always say something special happened in those cornfields, Neat. Something special happened there. And it always feels like home. It does. It always feels like home, and just thankful that still thriving and was able to see everybody and put eyes on folks and stuff like that. It was just a good time, and just enjoyed myself. So always glad to get back.
That's awesome. I truly, I've been on this kick of telling people that I am thankful for them, and I'm thankful for you because I know many days, allegedly.
Listen, those choir tours. That's what I'm saying.
Allegedly. That's what I'm saying. Allegedly.
Yes.
Many of those days, Manasseh used to help me kind of like get it together, because I don't know what was wrong with me back then. Like, I was a unique person. I'm just gonna say that.
I'll tell your audience. I don't know if they knew you then. They probably just know the very refined Dr. Robinson now. But Monique came into Wilberforce a lot like I did when I came into Wilberforce. She, a lump of clay, not really sure, what direction we were gonna go in, and really militant. Like it wasn't until she got in the choir. I'm obviously a classman, and so just seeing her demeanor and her, her stance and how she kind of approached things, she just reminded me of myself, just ready to chip on the shoulder, ready to bite at any moment, but really at heart, just a sweet, kind, would do anything for you. Always been like that, always. But you had to penetrate that wall of that force field of that Thanos ring that you had on you that just didn't let nobody get through. You just had to penetrate it, and what you did, you were gold. And we've been gold ever since. I just remember that whole personality. I was like, you know what? I know who this is. You just little me. Little me, my little sister. I never had a younger sister, so I was like, okay, that'll be
Lord Jesus. And that, honestly, you, Michelle, Tan, and they was like, how did they take you in? You like a underclassman.
She was about her business, though, always about her business. And when it came to singing, she could sing. So we, as long as you were doing that, we were gonna mess with you. So once I saw how she got down. And some people was like, oh, she's just so mean. I'm like, nah, she ain't mean. You just gotta know how to talk unique. That's all.
See, thank you. See, we're watching. I did have a past, but allegedly, no, I'm just playing.
She is refined. Trust me, she is refined.
I used to have my Tupac moments. Now I'm just like, you know what? Life too short.
Life's too short.
And
I love what you've turned into. Just as your little brother, I got to give you that ring. Like I've been in my own little hole for a while, but
yes.
I've been seeing what you've been doing, and people have been sharing it with me over the years, And I am just super proud of who you've turned out to be. And I would have never guessed that you would, maybe have taken this certain path. But man, I knew whatever you were going to do, you was going to be the boss. I did know that.
Oh Lord, I tried. I mean, to God be the glory, honestly. And I don't know, I don't know if you remember. When we were in tour in New York, that was kind of like a turning point in my life. When we were on the Today Show.
Yeah.
That's when I got the call that my sister was got rushed to the ICU and got rushed to the hospital. And that was kind of like, I can't be mean, The second, when she actually did that, she ended up dying in 2000, like right after I graduated. And when I say that was one of the hardest things that I've ever had to deal with in life, ever. And it just became the seed must go into ground to make me grow. Because I know I was a piece of work. I won't lie about that.
We all were, though. That's what I'm saying. We came in as a lump of clay. No, I mean, how many of us have, had the refinement that we have now at that age? Yeah. That's why the old saying is, if I knew then what I know now, things would have been different. But it just can't be, because you have to go through those trials and those tribulations to be able to create the person that we seeing in front of us.
Exactly. So I haven't talked to Manassah in forever. But most people know when my friends come on here or family come on here, we are so uncut. So if you hear something, don't judge me.
I'm gonna do my best. I know where I'm at. I'm gonna have some discipline.
So what's been up with you? How's life doing? You look good.
I appreciate it. This year is a big year for me and my family, and I've been in a hole. I have been. I'm not a social media person, and my oldest son will be 14 in August. Wow. And when he was born, we decided that I would be a stay-at-home dad. So that's what I've been doing for the last 14 years.
That's is so cool.
Taking care of my two boys. One is 13, one is 11. He'll be 12 tomorrow. And so I really just dove into that. And so that's what I've been doing for the last decade, is really just taking care of my family and things like that. This year is I came out in COVID. I'm not a social media person, so I don't do Facebook or any of that stuff, right? And then COVID hit, and people were ringing me in about the IG DJ sets and stuff. So I was like, oh man, that sounds dope. Let me jump onto that. So I got an IG page and did that. And then some of the bros, from Wilberforce, from Z Chapter, we created a podcast during the COVID called Pharaoh's Club Podcast, PCP. So we were doing that for a year and a half. Just
shout out to the men of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Anthony, I know I hear you. I hear you in the background, Anthony. I do. my close friend, mentor, he is an Alpha. He's probably screaming right now.
So yeah, we did the podcast, and that was my first kind of foray into social media. And then once COVID was over, we kind of stopped recording. Everybody kind of went back to life and things like that. And I went back into my hole and kind of wasn't on any radar. But the stay-at-home dad portion of my life that kind of took me away from being in the forefront of life really is the reason why I started penning this book that will be out this year.
Wait a minute, now rewind. You said penning a book.
Yeah. I actually was talking to somebody that you had on before, one of the people you had on before. His name was Keon, one of our bros from Wilberforce, and he was speaking to me one time, telling them that I was, having these thoughts and these ideas in my head about what to do with myself, because I kind of lost myself through, being a stay-at-home dad. And he said, I have, you need to talk to Penda. I'm like, Penda Horton from Wilberforce? he was like, yeah, she's not Horton anymore. She got married, but man, Penda helped me write a book and got me to get these thoughts out, and you need to talk to her. And I was like, okay. So he gave me her information. I reached out to her, and it's been the beginning of what you will see this year that comes out. It's called Uncharted Territory: A Father's Journey. And it's about my journey as a stay-at-home dad and all of the things that it encompasses, the good, bad, and the ugly. And I just hope that it's something that can be a conversation piece for people who may think the way that I think, but might be embarrassed or afraid to kind of be as honest as I might be in this book.
Wow. Well, that's cool. I like it. Make sure I give me a copy, but you got to sign mine. I don't want just,
No, Doc.
I'm proud of you. I mean, as a published author, that is a big thing. I write children's books and women empowerment books. So I truly, truly understand how difficult that can be, especially when you want your voice heard. What was your why?
I got lost. I got lost in being a parent. I got lost in what I do as being a stay-at-home, not having a job for the last, 13 years. It takes a chunk out of your identity. Wow. And that I found myself struggling, especially after COVID. I think everybody struggled during COVID. Yeah. So I won't even go into that. But even after COVID and before, I was finding myself trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life once my children were grown, or at least to a point where I didn't have to take care of them all the time. I was a social work by trade, and so I've been doing social work my entire life. 17, 18 years I did social work until, we had our son. And so I've been in this mode of father and provider and nurturer since then. And so in that, you do lose a piece of your identity. And I was trying to figure out how I was going to find it. And so talking to friends and just trying to be open. I've always been a communicator. Sometimes I would talk to strangers about it, because you never know who would, maybe just plug you in with an idea or a thought or something that could charge you into something. And so I threw it out to a couple of people that I trusted. I had been taking notes the entire time that the boys have been alive, and just notes and thoughts and things that were going through my head. And I got to the point where I just needed to purge it, because the feeling that I was feeling, as far as again, like losing my identity, not feeling very valued, things like that people don't always talk about, especially men. Don't always get a chance to voice that type of vulnerability that really comes easy for me. So I just wanted to be able to be a vessel for that, to be able to show and just to be able to kind of get this out. For me, honestly, is the getting this book out is honestly is like therapy for me, just to try to purge this thought, because I just kept playing the same movie in my head for the last several years. And I'm like, the only way that I'm going to get out of this is to be able to purge it.
There you
go. And so that's why this is how it came about. I never wanted to be a dad. And so the book is about this crossroads of reality that we all kind of come into, where, you may not have necessarily saw your life being like this, but how do you adjust? How do you pivot? How do you move, motivate yourself to kind of move through some of the hard times to get to the good times?
Well, look at you. My big brother doing big things. Big thing. He ain't got deep on this. I'm not used to being like, I got to sit here and be.
I didn't
I know. Ain't nothing changed. I'm still, still silly, still laugh.
For sure.
But I'm proud of you. I think that vulnerability is really needed, especially in the male community. A lot of men, one of my dear friends, oldest brothers, he raised his kids. And I used to feel so bad for him all the time, because I used to be like, where are the father's rights? Where are the,
Mm-hmm.
And so to see that you are being transparent and vulnerable in telling this story, I know it's going to open doors and it's going to help other people. Because my mentor, he has a show, the HBCU Man Cave. I call it the He-Man Woman Haters Club, but it's actually a good show. Because I'm like, y'all never had no women on there. But they talk about male issues, male mental health, male,
Yeah.
And it's not no longer like the elephant in the room type of thing where, you're not going to name it, but you're going to give a side eye and talk about it.
Right.
And I feel that men of color, they need those spaces.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had a conversation with a friend of mine not too long ago that I just saw after I hadn't seen for a while. And, he had called me and told me that he was, had just kind of started working back out and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I'm glad you said that, because I was like, I actually was going to call you. And because when I saw him, I'm like, dude, this ain't you. Like,
What's
this
going
ain't,
on here?
yeah, this ain't you, man. Like this, this isn't you. This is, you have to find space, find time to take care of yourself. And especially us at this age, like I've had so much, people that will die around you, and friends and frat brothers and relatives. Yep. I'll be 50 this year. I was talking about, this year is really special for me. I'll turn 50 this year. And
you old? No, I'm just playing.
No. 50. I'll be married 20 years in May. To my beautiful wife. And it's just, like we're at this point in our age and the point in the game where we really got to take care of ourselves and take care of the people around us, because you just don't know.
You do. And you don't know who needs to hear their flowers or who needs to receive their flowers.
Absolutely.
I've always been like the strongest friend in my friend group.
Mm-hmm.
And my best friend, actually my best friend and my sister died, and then my best friend that from Wilberforce, when she passed, Charmaine, I know you're like, oh Lord, both y'all together. When she passed, that was just like, dang, life really is short. And that was another reason why I was like, look, I gotta change. I gotta do right.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if your tree ain't bearing fruit, then
that's facts.
What are we doing?
Nothing at all. So I'm gonna take a quick commercial. I got a surprise guest for you.
Okay.
Sorry, I know I can't hold water sometimes. That still is it. But when I got wind, I was like, my brother gonna be here today. I gotta make sure I got a special guest. So after this commercial, you're gonna see who my special guest is.
Okay.
Are you interested in attending an historically black college or university? Hello, my name is Robert and Gena. I'm president and founder of the Common Black College application. Our application allows students to apply to over 50 historically black colleges and universities at the same time for only $20. HBCU graduates have been some of the most renowned individuals in their respective fields since the late 1800s. In addition to that, our faculty and staff are truly committed to your success, and they have a vested interest in seeing that you do well. That, coupled with the academic rigor and the fact that you will establish lifelong relationships, are just some of the many benefits of your attending an historically black college or university. So if you're interested in completing the Common Black College app, visit our website at commonblackcollegeapp.com to apply now. Thank you, and get educated.
Welcome back. I'm sitting here with, I got on green and gold, so y'all know it had to be filmed. Usually I could have pulled out the Wilberforce choir sweatshirt that I can actually fit again, but I got it. I can fit it too. Because life happens.
It does.
I went through like a whole spiel where you won't believe it. Like I got up to be like a 5X. Because like you said, sometimes you just go through life and you just be like, I'm done. You don't stop and smell the roses and take care of yourself. So the hardest thing for me now is like, since I have lost, all the extra things and, took off a lot of excess baggage and got to, truly loving me again, is, dealing with the reality. Like I tried to put on, I'm telling you, it's so funny. It's a true story. I put on some pants. because they was like my favorite jeans. I didn't pay attention. I put them jokers on and I walked to the door and them things said bloop. I said, you know what? Not a 5X, gotta throw them away. But they was my favorite jeans though.
Yeah, we glad that we ain't in those no more. That's one of those thankful, like, let me go shopping. Like that, let me go shopping.
It was one of them moments, you know, it's like, dang. And I was sad because those are my favorite jeans. I didn't want to give them away. So I told you I have a surprise guest for you.
You did.
Now, what you don't know about this surprise guest is she actually went to school with my sister. She went to school. Okay. She graduated with my sister.
Okay.
My mom was her mentor.
Oh.
Yeah, see, you didn't know that.
No, I don't know who it is, so I don't know.
So now look, today, you all, she is no stranger to A Better Chance Television. She actually is one of our board members. Her scholar is actually in our program, and we love her here dearly. She is probably one of the nicest, but handle business type persons that I have ever met in life. Because she was like this, well, she's been like this since I've known her at Wilberforce. Like, when we were younger, my sister was older, so I didn't really hang with them because they didn't want to be, I wasn't cool enough in their eyes. So I guess I'm cool now. But let's welcome to the show, Miss Penda. Hey! She's doing bam today.
What's up, Coach?
I was backstage just cracking up. I actually took a lot of notes. Y'all had me going down memory lane. I'm older than both of y'all, so
so I'm your big brother. She was my big sister when I first got to Wilberforce.
No way.
I don't know if I had some kind of work situation. I was working in the counseling center, or I was in the counseling center as a protege or something with Miss Ogilvy, right? Miss Ogletree.
Ogletree.
Rest in peace, Miss Ogletree. Yeah. And Penda was one of the first people that I met. And she was the sweetest panda bear that you ever wanted to meet. Always. I used to call her Panda initially. Like, I would be like, oh, she's like a little panda bear. You just want to hug her and like hold her. And she was like my big sister, and she just kind of like showed me the ropes, and she could tell you the same story about me that I told about you, like the chip on the shoulder, the like kind of militant attitude, ready for a confrontation with like a verbal confrontation. But if it needed to get physical, we could do that. Like, yeah, we were the same person, Monique. That's all I'm saying.
That's hilarious. Similar.
So look what Wilberforce did for us, though.
I know.
I was just backstage like, I am so indebted to Wilberforce, and I know that's not what we're talking about tonight, but when I listen to y'all and listen, I was in Alpha Omega. Was it Alpha Omega? I was in Alpha Omega, and I was in the gospel choir, so I wasn't in the university choir, but I sang. So I'm listening to y'all, and it's just so amazing. Next year, I'm gonna be out of school 30 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, no, but look, I will be at graduation this year because my parents have been out of Wilberforce for 50 years.
Nice.
And for them, I was like, for y'all, I'll go to Wilberforce. My mom was like, you're not coming. So I would be at graduation. I think I'm gonna get them some shirts made. Like, you know, they really graduating like in high school, like they did me. I'm gonna go all out. But
I need something.
So yeah. So no, it's good. So Miss Coach in the building. You got Manassas coming out the woodwork.
I know, this is so amazing. Sometimes in my life, I'll be like, where is Manassah? Now, I saw him at Dawn Dance one year, and I literally almost jumped out of my skin, you know, because he's so special to me. So I'm cracking up the story you talking about. Penda Horton? Yes. I developed my love for helping people tell their stories at Wilberforce. And it's so interesting when you were talking about your book, Manassah, like it is an important book. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I do a lot of reading, and there are a lot of men who are telling the story, but they don't tell it with the same grace that you do. So you're adding a voice into the earth that's missing. Yeah. So you said in the what'd you say, in the ground. I call it that you've been in the cave of a doula. So in that space, you've been healing. Like your baby's about to be 14. And it's interesting. I've been a stay-at-home mom for the last 10 years. And my baby is about to graduate from high school and go to college.
Yay.
So I think about like the book that you are working on, it impacts me too, because I've been a stay-at-home mom. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life after the role of mom is no longer I'll still be important to her, but it won't be the number one priority, because everything that I've taught her, she now has to walk in. So you putting your voice in the earth and putting that stamp on this story. I know you always be like, I just want my book done. Sir, get ready for some podcasts and maybe Jamal Bryant's stage, or get ready for Toure Roberts and people who are going to be calling you as a expert because of your courage in telling their story. And you're going to bring some healing to people who haven't had the strength to have these conversations. They just kind of been like going with the flow, So yeah,
no pressure.
No, but honestly, Penda is really telling the truth, because never will I ever. You don't know the story behind this. Honestly, Manasseh, the reason why I have a talk show is because I called Fussing and my mentor because they wasn't doing nothing for kids here in Texas. And so he was like, who is this? And he happens to be, he's an alpha. I'll let you meet him one day. You're like, oh my God. And so I called Anthony Fussing about them not doing nothing, because at that time he was a UNCF alumni. He was over that part of UNCF. And I was like, so what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna sit up? I was really like going in. And so just so happened he's an alpha. So he lived in Cleveland. So he reached out to Lester Holmes. And Lester was like, Monique good people, but she will get you told. I was like, and so he invited me on this show. Never would I ever thought, now what, 7 years ago?
Yeah,
it's been about 7 years later. Yeah. That I would have my own show, write books and stuff. So your gift about to make big room for you. Like, I would not have known that you had that much going on. I just thought, well, dang, he mean. Because last time we talked, you gave us the Russell Simmons. He gave us the Russell Simmons.
I believe it.
Thank you, God bless them. I hope y'all okay. It was click. I was like, what I do?
To shine today. Like
I would, you just, like I said, you when you're trying to find your voice again, there's these moments where there's some insecurity and there's some pause. Like I feel like I've been away for so long from real reality because I was in the trenches. I worked in adoption. I worked in foster care. I worked in the prison system. Like I've done it all. Like group homes, the whole nine. And so my ear has been to the street for, 20 years. And so, now I've been kind of like in this bubble where I've just been taking care of my immediate community and my immediate, family. When you try to come out of that hole, the lights are just bright and it just feels a little off until you can kind of adjust. So that's I'm keeping my head up. That you're the first person that I've, since the podcast ended in 2000 and whatever COVID was over, you're the first person I've ever even done anything with. I've not even posted anything on social media. I don't really do that kind of thing. So
well, don't be mad at me because you better be
Penda's been like, look, listen, little bruh, you gonna have to get your act together because it's coming. And I'm like, all right.
I think the interesting thing. Oh, go ahead, Mom.
No, I'm just saying she's telling the truth, because one thing that I lack in my my nonprofit is we don't have enough male mentors that can tell them things that, like, sometimes my male students come to me and I'm like, look, give me about 10 days. I got to find somebody that I trust. Find somebody I trust to come talk to you, because I don't want to lead you the wrong way. I can't tell you how to be a man because I'm not one.
Yeah.
So I love it. Like, I will support anything you need, in this project, just like I support anything Penda does. Like,
And I was just gonna say, like, I'm really shy. It takes a long time for me to warm up. So when I go live and do things like that, I do it on the cuff, no rehearsal, like, because I will talk myself out of it. Right. And if you being an alpha man have so much of a village that you don't really have to say nothing. Everybody who loves you is going to run with this ball until you get the touchdown, and you're just going to be the face of this whole movement, and everybody around you is going to be cheering for you. That's how you got to move. Because as introverts, I'm like, when I'm done, don't talk to me for 25 minutes. Like, everything is gone. So
it takes a lot out of you, for sure.
It
takes, to try to bear yourself. It takes a lot out of you, but it's good work. And I know that there's voices. I know that the perspective, my mother always said to me that there's just something, the way that your perch, your POV is just a little different than a lot of other people's. And that's what sets you apart. She would always say that to me. And she's like, you have something to say. I'm like, Mom, everybody got something to say. There's people talking everywhere. She was like, yeah, but just something about you. I was like, you my mama. You're supposed
to believe that, right?
Right.
She's always said that, though, my entire life. She's always said that. So I told her, I said, Mom, I finally wrote a book. So
what did she say?
She can't wait. She's proud. She can't wait.
So I'm like, it's funny, it's thought-provoking, it tugs on your emotions. Like, there's so many parts that will just make you laugh out loud. Like, can I tell the story about when you went to your job? He was like, all right, Mr. Khaki Pants. Like,
see, I got to give me a copy. If when I get my copy, it better be signed, but I'm making demands.
I promise you.
And then you got to come back. And then you got to come back and do like a
absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely want to come back and after you have read it and talk about it, I want you to drill me, ask me whatever questions. I'm ready for that.
Go ahead, don't threaten me with a good time, because I'll do it for real. I mean, because I think I've gotten to a point, like, even with my own writing, is that I'm like, I'm not ready to tell my whole story yet. Because I just feel like it's so much that I don't want to say I try to keep people from, but
and there's also the what I call the ripple effect. Like, you got to be careful when you depending on what stories you're telling,
that part,
where people, are implicated in those stories, and things could get a little dicey, but because that's true. There's things that there was things that I had to delete out of the book because I wasn't certain if I wanted to go down that road quite yet.
That's my fear. That's why I write children's books. I'm like, woo, I don't think I want you to know.
Let's keep it light. Let's keep it light.
And that's easy. It's cheating. There's an audience, ma'am. Let me just say this. You speaking at that educational board meeting, and I didn't tell y'all who I was, but I am Dr. Monique Robinson. Drop the mic and walk away. Like, there's an audience of people that needs to know Dr. Monique Robinson and how she got there, and they ain't gonna get it from them children's books.
Yeah, and she's right, because it's the people, the kids that you're trying to reach need to hear the whole story. Because they're you. You're gonna unlock it for them, and they are you. So, like, for you to, and you've told certain kids the story.
Yep.
You gotta
right?
be, you gotta
and that's
be
why they
elite.
won't leave your side. You can't get rid of them. You know, told
Right.
these kids your story. They know that you just like them, and they trying to hold on to the hem of the garment. And so, like, yeah, your story is definitely. But I get it. I do get it though. I'm saying that with a caveat. I get it because depending on. Like you know, we are very authentic people. I think I mess with you because I feel like you're an authentic person. I know who Penda is. She's just the sweetest panda bear on the planet. Now you can't cross her. Like, don't get that twisted. Like, don't mess with her.
Pandas have claws.
Yeah, absolutely. But you have like, I get that there's this thing that you want to tell the whole story. You don't want to just tell half of it. And so to tell the whole story means that there's some things that have to get, exposed. And that is a very difficult line to decide to have to walk. So I understand.
And just as a coach, I'm just going to plug this in there. It is important to tell the story, like tell it all, but you don't have to publish it. Mm-hmm. So wherever it's written down, like wherever it's written down in your journal or whatever, you don't edit yourself. You tell the whole story. And then you take out the things that make you look like you feel like you're a victim.
See, that's why she the coach.
Hey, coach.
That's why she the coach.
Let's see.
Penda, give him your info again. What describe? Tell them where to find you.
It's not about me. If they want to find me, they can Google me. But
we need your info. I mean, I know
and I'm only telling people because of what I needed. I am not a very organized person when it comes to the X's and O's of it. I have the ideas. I flow. I'm very. I will flow with it. I will talk it. I will do all of that. I told Penda, I said, I'm not a writer. I'm more of an orator. I'll talk it, but I don't write it. She was like, you absolutely are a writer. I'm not, Penda. Yes, you are. You better start acting like a writer because you're writing a book. I was like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying?
That's her all day, all day long. That is her. But I mean, it's a blessing to have people who can coach you to success. Because I'm serious. Like in real talk, you hurt my feelings that day because I felt some type of way. I was like, well, where he live? He's still in Youngstown. Like you're not gonna like I was mad. I was really mad. Like that's how he's gonna do,
No,
and, man. One of my other big choir sisters was like, Mo, have some patience. He'll come around when he needs to come around. And then when you had called, I was like, okay, he our friend again.
Yeah. And listen, I'm always there when you need me. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I get the bat signal, I'm there. Like, there's no question about that. For the people that I love, you don't even have to question. But I do bury myself in the things that I take care of. And there's not very many things that I even care about. Like I know that about myself as well. And and so when I brought this to Penda, I was just like, look, I don't. People keep telling me to write, and I don't know what to do. I'm not a writer, blah blah blah. And
you are
convinced me that I was, and then I just purged myself to her like a priestess. She was just like, okay, wait, because I just sent her all of my notes. 10 years of notes and thoughts, and just sent it to her. She was like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. She was like, we have something here, but let me just let me focus you in. And so she did that for me. I needed that. And the book wouldn't have come out without it. I know my weaknesses and my strengths. I do. I'll be 50 this year. If you don't know them, then you in a disadvantage at this point. If you at this stage in your life and you don't know what you're good at and ain't good at, you got a problem. So I don't have a problem like, hey, hello, need help over here. Like, I need this. And she gave me that guidance. The day that we talked, I wasn't even sure what the book name was going to be. Initially, it was going to be I'm a good dad, but I don't want to be. Oh. And within like 15 minutes of talking with her, we were talking, and she just was like, doing the priestess thing, was pulling stuff out of me. And I said something. She was like, "That's it." I said, "What?" She's like, "What did you just say?" And I ran it back, and she was like, "That's it." And I said, "What? Uncharted territory? That's it." I was like, "Okay, all right, boss." I was like, "All right, we can work with that, I guess." That's how we came up with the name of the book.
I love it. Well, you know what? But I told you, Penda always got a special place because she was my sister's classmate, and my mom was Penda's mentor. So
you can see the 6 degrees of separation that happens in life. Like, I didn't know that. I knew that your parents went to Wilberforce. I didn't know that your mom was her mentor, and she my mentor. I'm your mentor. None of that was ever discussed.
No,
it all like it.
I had no clue.
Yeah, and so it's like funny how
look at what Wilberforce did.
Look at what Wilberforce did.
50 years later.
We need to make a t-shirt line with that. Look at what Wilberforce did. It's me.
Right. I'm about to trademark.
See? That's why she the coach. I keep telling you.
Get that trademark. $39.99.
What Wilberforce did in those cornfields, man, something magical happened.
Yeah. I don't know.
Something magical happened back there.
It did.
I used to go to Wilberforce. I know y'all gotta go. I don't want to hold nobody, but like I used to. My mother is an AME pastor. She's a retired AME pastor, preached for 40 years in the AME church, right? And I used to go to Wilberforce for what they called in the summertime. They used to call it Tawawa.
Yeah.
And it was a summer program that the AME churches sent their youth to, and so I would be there. I would be at Wilberforce every summer. Thinking to myself, man, I ain't never coming to this school. What the hell? I ain't never coming to this list. Like 3 buildings. I ain't never coming to this school.
Talk about my school.
I ain't never coming. I'm told my mother I ain't never going to that school. Like, and so you fast forward. I'm a high school senior, and somehow, because I wasn't in a frame of mind of planning, I had only applied to like 3 schools.
Oh, wow.
Like Wilberforce, it was like a school in Pennsylvania I don't remember the name of, and I don't know, I think Howard or something like that. The only school that called me back was Wilberforce University. So I said to myself, I guess I'm going to Wilberforce.
I didn't want to go to Wilberforce either. I wanted to go to Jackson State. My daddy looked at them papers. He was like, "Girl, you going where the money is?" Okay.
Y'all was the elite. Elizabeth City State broke my heart when they see my GPA, and that's how I ended up with Wilberforce.
But you legacy though, so I mean, it was like, yeah, you had something there. I had nothing.
Yeah.
I Wilberforce sight unseen, and I lived down the street in Dayton. Like grad night, I drove from Kings Island. I was like, let me go drive by my school I'm about to go to. Like, that was it. Never been on campus, nothing. Like, I didn't want to go there, but it was. But
it provided me with everything that I needed. And from a kid coming from a small city like Youngstown, Ohio, you can relate coming from Dayton and stuff, right? Yeah. Like I came from that small town. I would have got eaten up by a bigger school. Me personally, I personally would have been eaten up by a larger school. I needed that family oriented. I needed that close connection. I needed that, everybody kind of touching and agreeing. I needed it. And honestly, like I feel like I made the best out of what Wilberforce had to offer, especially back then. Yeah. Like you said, we were on the Today Show. Little old Wilberforce was on the Today Show. We had lunch at Felicia Rashad's mama house.
That part.
We were sitting in her house having lunch in New York. Little old Wilberforce. We made albums. I studied abroad in England for 3-4 months because we had a study abroad program. Wilberforce, I feel like Wilberforce gave me everything I needed.
We went to Egypt twice.
He went to Egypt, right. Like I went to Egypt and, where we sang for the ambassador of Egypt. Like Wilberforce really provided us with a sound foundation to be able to do whatever you need to do once you leave.
Yeah, if you take advantage of the opportunity.
If you take advantage of it.
And I will never forget Mr. Williams. As much as Pender, you don't know this.
R.I.P.
me and James Arthur Williams, rest his soul.
Go at it.
Did not get along.
Did you?
Until my last year in the choir. And he told me I was the most improved because I finally learned to keep my mouth closed.
Just shut up. Oh my God. You used to be so belligerent. It would be so funny because, again, I was like that when I was there. It was so funny to watch.
But
you're not going to get me told. You're not going to get me told.
You're not going to talk to me like this.
You're not going to talk to me.
But I use some of that in things that I'm in today, and dealing with the kids and dealing with some of the even grown folks. And I was like, yeah, Mr. Williams said, just sit back and just watch the room. Smartest person in the room don't have to be seen or talk, Yeah. And I was like,
you know what I also, just to piggyback off of that the thing that I remember about him, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a time we went to a church and we had to sing, and they weren't ready for us. Like they weren't prepared.
This ain't no cookie and punch pie.
Yeah, man. Like his you can say what you want about the guy, but his stance on being treated with value resonated with me so much. Like him looking at people and like, nah, we're not about to do that. Because we are the Wilberforce University choir. You will not treat us like second class. Like he was
it would say it.
Oh yeah, I don't care if we was at the Marriott Hotel. I don't care if we was at the biggest church in Philadelphia. I don't care where we were at. You were going to treat us with respect, and you were going to make sure that we had exactly what everybody else gets when they walk through here. That's what I took with it. I took that everywhere I went. Everywhere I go.
He was serious. I know the last time we seen him was when we had the choir reunion. And even that day, I was like, Mr. Williams, thank you for helping me grow.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me. He was like, "Oh, Monique." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I know I gave you a lot, plenty days you wanted to send me back with an apple on the bus."
For sure.
But thank you for helping me grow. Him, Miss Oliver was another one.
Yes. She was like, "You gonna be in the Miss Wilberforce pageant?" Yes, you are. Okay, yes, ma'am. Like, what do you say?
You absolutely were. Well, yes, you were.
I was. I was
yes,
in reality.
Completely out of her comfort zone, right? Like, but she did that. Like,
I didn't know that.
You did a poem and everything, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Really?
I did.
Yes.
It's funny because Keon and I were in a play together. That's how we became really close. And then I started writing plays. Like all of that happened after that. Miss Oliver, she saw something in me and pushed me on the stage, literally.
Wow. But you was writing plays at Wesley Center, so.
I was, but I wasn't telling nobody.
That's true. It's funny because I was just telling one of our students today. He was like, "Well, what school should I decide on, Miss Mo?" I was like, "Look, dude, find a school that you can find your tribe."
Yeah.
I was like, for me, I said I really wasn't trying to go to Wilberforce, but I had books or boots type parents, and I wasn't about to be in nobody's army because y'all already know that wouldn't last. Yeah. And so when I got to 1055 Bickett Road, I did everything under the sun for them to send me home because I didn't want to be there. And Jamie McCoy, she's still my best friend to this day. One of them. She took me to choir with her. And she was like, "Come on now, you be singing. You sing around, the neighborhood. You sing everywhere." And I really did not want to go. Like, I was like, I'm not singing because I was so hurt from the school to turn me down, but that was my fault. I didn't do what I was supposed to do in high school.
Right.
And when I got, the choir with her, and Mr. Williams had a good ear, I guess, and he heard me singing under my breath. And he was like, you stay after.
Wow.
That's how I got in the choir.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't on the road at all.
She was very, very militant. She did not, she was very buck. She was buck.
This is completely opposite of her parents. Like,
she was buck. Like, and it's the only thing, like, it's the only reason I like noticed it, like, damn, why is she so aggressive? I'm like, wow, that reminds me of somebody.
I mean, but Penn today was doing like crazy. Freshmen don't do that. I was like, I don't know who y'all talking to. My tuition is paid just like y'all. Like, I'm
like, listen, come here, Monique. It's called rites of passage, my love.
Yes.
You gotta go through it. And all of us went through it.
We all went through it.
No different. Let's go.
And I still didn't. I mean, but I guess it's just,
But
sorry.
Doing now.
I probably gave a hard time too. Sorry. But that just
you had to be humbled.
Yeah.
And I did, life situations and different journeys that I have been through have truly made things that way. I will always be grateful to my Wilberforce choir sisters and brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Manassah, Michelle, Tan, when I got the call about my sister, and they was just like, what is she crying for? What's wrong with her? We was in New York. We was on tour.
Yeah.
Mr. Williams made it so when the bus came back, I need y'all, he told the bus driver, was it LC Charters? I don't even know if they still do.
Dang.
How do you remember that?
That's what I'm saying.
They drove me to Dayton.
Yep.
Did they?
Good Samaritan Hospital where my sister was at.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Williams said, if you want to, we'll send you home. And my sister was like, no, we want, that's what you've been wanting to sing. You somewhere where you get to do what you want to do. You stay there. I was like, as long as you're going to be there when I get there, because people really don't know. That's why I said, I'd be leery about telling my story. Because me and my sister didn't get along at all. We were complete opposites. Complete. I've always been large. She was skinny. She, complete down the middle. She was light. I was dark, like all the way. I was tall. She was like literally. Until her last breath is when I would start like, wait a minute, okay, God, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna change this around, but you gotta heal her. And it didn't end that way, When she died, I shut down. You talk about somebody shut down. People was like, "Where's Monique?" I shut down because I thought, me being young in spirituality was like, now look, man, God, you playing. You told me you was gonna heal her if I start acting right, start being nice to everybody. And you didn't, and it messed me up. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, shoot, Manassah, I can't wait to read this book because it's gonna help me because I'm not ready to be that where people can just know everything. Excerpts.
Yeah.
Everything.
But you have been though.
Still excerpts. You know what I mean? Like she said, it's still excerpts. Don't get it twisted. Y'all don't know
power
everything.
Punches of excerpts. It's not like I walked down the street. No, it's like I walked down the street and fell in a hole. I ain't gonna tell you nothing else.
Yeah.
But it's the excerpts are what's important. And if you go back and listen to some of even the podcast that you were on with me, where we talked about it, you've already started writing your book. Like you already started. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. You got notes, just like Manassah had 10 years worth of notes. Wow. And he gave them to me, and I was like, voila. Same thing, Mo.
Okay, yep. I'm gonna think about it. But same Manassah, seriously, you just don't know that this book is about to start being on a lot of stuff because it's needed in the African American community. For me,
I appreciate that. I accept it. All right, I do accept it. It's not my intention, but I accept it as a byproduct of what may happen from it. Yeah.
Well, you got the best coach in the world because you get records of results.
We're good.
You know?
I mean, it was a year. I think we started talking about a year ago, almost to date, and it's been a year in the making, just kind of putting it all together, and it's been therapeutic for me, for sure. And just talking about it, because I started writing it, I've already been having those conversations with people around me. So like, it's already kind of permeating through people that I know, because I've been talking about it for a while, and just my thoughts and how I feel about it, and parenting and fatherhood. And I have friends like, dude, like, like, man, like, I ain't never heard nobody say that before.
Right.
You ain't never felt like that. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Well,
I felt like that, but I ain't never heard nobody say it like out loud. I'm like, oh.
I'm excited. I know Penda is probably like, wow, this is a finished product. And before we get out of here, how can we purchase the book? How can we get the book?
Yeah, I again, when I once why are you looking at me like that? I don't have that information now. The book isn't finished, but I am planning on creating the website and all of that for easy transition for books to be sold and things like that. So there's no place to purchase it yet because it's not finished yet, Monique. But we are. I'm in the process of all of that. It is all in the process of being done. The book launch, we are gearing up for November. My birthday is November 7th.
Oh,
this
yay!
year. Yeah, so I'll be 50 then, and so that's right now is the soft launch for the book.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting.
It is.
Because at least now you got us wanting to know. Like every year, my birthday and my sister's birthday, I always do something. So I get it. Like, I celebrate the whole month though, so I'm a little bit different than most people. I celebrate May 1st to the 31st. I celebrate my birthday.
Hey man, you should. I mean, we all should be really celebrating life and taking care of each other and building each other up. Like, we really got to get out of this. I was just thinking yesterday, I was walking around the track. My sons play basketball, and I'm a glorified Lyft driver at this point. So, I'll be sitting in parking lots for 2-3 hours waiting for them to get done with practice. I'm walking around the track, and I'm just like, man, we're just so, we're not as welcoming to each other, and we're not as open, and when everybody's angry and everybody's at this point where they're ready to pounce, and we just need to give each other some grace. Like, we just need to give grace and allow for people to kind of get back to just like being kind to each other and trying to help people and build people and build each other up. Because we seeing what the tearing down is doing, and it just does not bode well for us. So, I just think we need to spend more time building each other up.
Well, awesome. And Miss Penda, thank you for coming today. Tell us how we can get in touch with you if we need that writing coach, because, only you can do it.
It's not about me. I'm doing this reluctantly. But you can find me at pendaljames.com. It's my website. I'm at Penscribed on IG. I'm on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. It's my name. I was hiding, so it wasn't Penda for a long time, but now I'm Penda L. James, so you can find me for real. Yeah. I'm out there wherever you can look for Penda L. James. And did you know that Taraji Henson's name is Taraji Penda?
Oh, wow.
I want to meet her one day. Mm-hmm.
She's speaking at Spelman graduation, is she?
Huh? Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
That's my goal. I want to speak at somebody's graduation.
Keep going. Around the corner.
And write your book too.
That's around the corner.
So, if you're looking for a speaker that, is not going to be like political, I want to speak at somebody's graduation. But on a serious note, thank you too for coming today. Manassah, I am so proud of you. Any way I can celebrate your book, I'll put it in the newsletter, coming soon. Get that, traction for you. Any way I can support, please, please, please ask Penda, don't hesitate to reach out because I will put it out there.
I appreciate it. That's why I'm here. I know you got my back. You, like I said, you the first stop on this tour, I guess, this book tour.
Yep, it's a press tour.
That'd be so dope. Like if somebody ever thought about doing like a Wilberforce author tour or something where all the authors from Wilberforce can have like a book fair.
You just did.
And you got the platform for it.
Like, what are you talking about?
Ma'am, make it happen. I'll buy an ad.
Right, let's go.
If you do it.
You got the platform and everything. What you talking about? I wish somebody would. You just did. All right.
And just get our t-shirt. Look at what Wilberforce did.
Okay, that's gonna be the theme for the conference. Y'all just gave me an idea, so I got you. Because there's so many authors out of Wilberforce.
Seriously.
So thank you guys for coming today. I am your host, Monique Robinson. Some people like to say Dr. Monique, but hey,
you earned it.
I call her Little Sis.
Thank you. Some people call me Little Sis, but whoever you want to know me as, please, take what we say to heart. Yeah. Y'all know when I have my friends on here, we sometimes go way longer than we're supposed to, but I am so proud of all my friends. And if you want to be highlighted, or you need some help from us, or you need a shout out or something, let us know. I'll put it in the newsletter, and I also put it on one of our platforms. Thank you for watching A Better Chance Television. This is your host, Dr. Mo, signing out with Miss Penda and my big brother, our Manasseh, that has came out of
hiding.
Came out of hiding.
He ain't had no more. I know how to find him now.
You got my number.
That part. So it's been real.
Thank you, sisters.
Bye. Remember your strength so you can write it down.
Yes, ma'am.
Always coaching.
For inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ. Look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
Tune in to A Better Chance for Youth television show with host Monique Robinson on the Daily Gospel Network, the television show dedicated to highlighting incredible students on their quest to change the world. Join us every week as we uplift the youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. Catch A Better Chance for Youth television show with host Monique Robinson on the Daily Gospel Network. Thanks for watching A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host Monique Robinson, the television show where we highlight incredible students in their quest to change the world. Join us each and every week as we uplift our youth and help them on their journey to the bright future they deserve. So until next time, God bless, from your friends on A Better Chance for Youth television show with your host Monique Robinson.